Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at some more new mods released over the past 2 weeks for Forge and Fabric. These were all tested on the latest version of Minecraft, and you can find the links to all them in the description below. More Carpets adds over 200 new carpets into Minecraft, which look all like different vanilla blocks. All of the textures for the carpets are ripped from the game, so if you're using a resource pack, the textures of these items will also change. To get started with the mod, you'll need to create a carpet frame from 8 sticks, which is the main ingredient in the recipes. They're just going to be useful for decoration to fill out your builds. Brooms is a spooky jam mod, and you can craft a broom from a stick, a blaze rod, and 3 hay bales. You can place the broom down, mount it, and ride it like a witch, or you can fly like you're in a Harry Potter movie. There are some new enchantments included with the mod which allow you to increase the broom speed, increase the flight time, or allow it to charge when you're near water. Floral Flair currently adds 8 new flowers to Minecraft, which are foxnips, frosted foxnips, pulse petals, gems of the jungles, roses, sunset poppies, fairy blossoms, and muscari. You'll find them spawning all throughout your world, which helps add new life to lots of biomes. Right now, they can only be turned into some different colored dyes. For some extreme levels of destruction, try out the new Nuke mod. You can craft the nuclear bomb from 4 gunpowder, 4 netherite ingots, and a block of TNT. Place it down and ignite it like regular TNT, and you'll destroy a large area. Because of the size of the explosion and amount happening at once, you might not notice the damage happening in real time, but it will destroy an area spanning hundreds of blocks. Reworked Metals changes how metals are smelted and adds new blocks like the smeltery and kiln, while also changing the furnace. These act as different tiers, so the smeltery can only smelt certain metals, and you'll need to upgrade it to a furnace so you can work on the likes of iron and gold. But the mod adds lots of other materials and alloys that you can work with, like tin, tungsten, steel, and bronze. There's 2 new ores, 4 metals, 7 sets of tools, and 5 sets of armors, and you should feel more progression when working with this mod. By placing 3 cakes on top of each other inside a crafting table, you can create a triple cake. It's just bigger, but also looks like a wedding cake, and could be good just for decoration. But by right-clicking it, you can still eat it like normal. Visuality, which was previously just for Fabric, now has a Forge port. I mentioned it in my RPG video, and it adds some new particle effects. You might notice them when you're hitting a skeleton and bones come off of them, or feathers from a chicken. Slimes also have particles, and amethysts now sparkle in caves. There's a few other changes too, with more hopefully coming soon. The same goes for Village Hats, which recently got a Forge release. It adds 7 different hats which each have recipes and includes the Farmer, Librarian, Fletcher, Fisherman, Armorer, Shepherd, and Butcherer hats. You can also obtain them from baby zombie villagers. Legendary Tooltips makes some improvements to Tooltips, which appear when hovering over items in your inventory. Now they'll look a bit fancier, with them having different frames depending on the rarity of an item, as well as different colors. There's many mod packs where I could see something like this being a nice addition. Identity is inspired by Morph, and is now available for both mod loaders. With it installed, you can kill mobs to unlock their identity. When you press the Grave key, you can see a list of identities you've unlocked and switch between them. Some mobs retain their abilities too, which you can do by pressing R. Sky Villages does exactly what you think. It adds some new villages high up in the sky. Compared to other mods I've seen that try to add floating villages, this is easily the better option. Instead of simply floating, these villages look like they've been ripped from the ground, and they have some pretty unique and interesting designs, giving them a nice fantasy theme. They're also well lit, so you shouldn't have to worry about hostile mobs up there, and they make a great location to build off of. The developer hopes to improve on them too, with more structures possibly coming in the future. Simple Compass adds a compass to the top of your screen, showing the 4 cardinal directions. By pressing H, you can configure the compass to change its size. There's also 4 waypoints that can be set and displayed on the compass. Trajectory Preview is a client-side mod, and it's really useful. When holding items that have trajectories like a bow, you can see where the arrow will land if you decide to fire it, which can help make sure you don't miss a target. The same also goes for the Ender Pearl, allowing you to see where you'll land if you throw it, removing most chances of dying. No More Ender Damage will allow you to throw Ender Pearls without having to constantly worry about losing health. But the mod also adds Cracked Pearls, with them being crafted from regular Ender Pearls. When you throw these, you'll take damage like normal, but the cooldown is also removed and they have an increased chance of spawning Endermites. Hydration adds a new survival mechanic where you'll need to make sure that you don't get too thirsty. If it drops too low, you'll start to take damage, similar to when you have low hunger. You can replenish your hydration by drinking water bottles and potions, but some foods like fruits will also replenish it. If you boil water in a furnace, then you'll receive filtered water, which will replenish the most thirst. Nimble will add smooth transitions for when you're switching between the first and third person view. When you're in an elytra, you'll notice that the screen will also roll left and right when you turn, which looks better too. A useful feature provided by the mod is that when you enter a vehicle like a horse or a boat, your camera will automatically switch to third person, and then back to first person when you exit it. By combining dirt, cobblestone, and seeds in a crafting table, you can create ore seeds. These can be further combined with items like redstone, diamonds, netherite, gold, and iron to create different crop seeds which can be planted. They're expensive to craft, but they need to be so they're not ridiculously overpowered. When you plant your ore seeds and grow them, you can break the plant to receive the corresponding minerals back. Over time, you might even receive more seeds in return to increase your output. The Plushie mod adds 5 new craftable plushies. These are the panda, slime, red fox, white fox, and dragon. The recipes for them are cheap for the most part, and you can place them down in your world to display them. It'd be a cool challenge to try to craft them all. The Experience Bottler is a block which can be crafted from 8 iron ingots and a glass bottle. When you place it down and open it, the interface might look a little confusing. You should place empty glass bottles in the top left slot, and the top right slot will show the amount of experience you currently have. Under Bottling Experience, you can type an amount you want to bottle, whether it be in experience or levels. You can then withdraw the experience bottles and store them so you don't lose the experience if you die. I'll do another video like this in 2 weeks, as it seems mod creations are slower right now, probably because we're getting closer to the release of 1.18. But make sure to subscribe and stick around so that you can see more content that I cover.